My name's Pete Hammond. Welcome to the Celebration Machine. Today, we have a very special guest. A lot of you might not know the person who's on the screen or will shortly be on the screen with me, but this is a human being that I adore with all my heart. He's probably one of the most smartest, handsome, funny, talented, and just an all-around incredible human being. The person who I'm going to introduce you to today on the show is none other than the man I call Sasquatch, my nephew and an amazing guy, Finn Kitor. Finn, welcome to the show. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty well, Pete.
You're looking good. You're wearing your Algonquin hoodie.
Yeah, we're definitely wearing the Algonquin hoodie in this one.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that a little later. That's some pretty exciting stuff. But, buddy, the first question I have for you today is, how would you introduce yourself to someone who's never met you?
So, hi, I'm Finn Kitor. I'm 18. I'm diagnosed with autism and generalized anxiety disorder, which, have both of those diagnoses. Some days are great. Some days are a little bit rough, full of anxiety and stuff. Some days I could be a bit slow of like thinking and stuff. Like if I have like a lot on my plate, especially.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Let me ask you this, Finn. Let me ask you this. That's a good intro. Between the autism, which I know you've worked really hard at, how long did you go without speaking?
Until I was 4. 4 years old was the first year I was able to talk.
Yeah.
The first people I talked to was obviously my mom. Her name is Tori, which is, if your viewers don't know, that is Pete's sister.
Yeah.
And her husband, Mick, who's my dad. Those are the first two people I spoke to pretty fluently in English.
And is it true, Finn, that even though you didn't speak for 4 years, you remembered all those conversations and you had stuff in your head that you wanted to say, but you just couldn't get it out? Is that what was going on back then?
Yeah, exactly. It's like hard to get it out, like for my first like 3.5, 4 years of my life.
Wow.
Like it is hard to try to get it out, right? Because I kept hearing everybody talking, and I did not know like how I tried before I was like 4 that I was able to do it.
Holy
So
cow. So, Finn, when you finally did talk, what did that feel like?
I felt like I unlocked the key to another vehicle, right? Like
Wow.
after, like because it's like unlock the key to another vehicle, meaning that you could even talk now.
Yeah.
Like
And
like a
it must
part
have been
like a,
pretty exciting.
yeah, like a part of your brain's unlocked now, which is speaking.
Do you
So
remember what the first thing you said was?
uh uh what
It's
was
a
it? It
while
was
ago. It's 14 years ago.
14 years ago. It was a pretty long time. Uh
I think I
Honestly,
remember. I think you said, "Hello, my name is Finn, and I just want everyone to know that I have the greatest uncle in the world, and he's very handsome and talented." Just kidding, buddy. Do you remember what you said, or was it just like, "Hey, how's it going?"
I think it was just high or something.
Yeah.
Like I forgot what it was. That's just my guess.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine. So, Finn, I'm going to ask you another question. What are you excited about in your life right now?
I'm excited that I got accepted into Algonquin College for the heat refrigeration air conditioning technician starting on September 8th, 2026.
Oh my God, that was a very good day when we all got the call that you got into that program. Not just because it was it's your passion. We're going to get into that, but because you have worked incredibly hard to become the young man that you are right now. And I know that that was a huge goal of yours, and to get into that program made us all incredibly proud of you. And we're super excited to see what you're going to do. But tell me, what did that feel like when you opened up that email and realized you got accepted?
Especially a person with autism and anxiety, it's kind of rare to get accepted to your favorite program.
Yeah.
Like
So
the thing is,
what was the first feeling you had when you opened that up?
all of that hard work has been paid off
Ah, nice. Yeah.
because I did super well in the 2 prerequisite courses. I got a 98 in the grade 12 college math, and I got a
Yeah.
90 in the grade 12 college English, which of course Both of those need to be 75 or higher to get into the program.
And
But
let's face it, every visit you've ever had at Algonquin, you've scared the shit out of the teacher because basically he's like, you're coming for my job because you know a
definitely,
lot about HVAC, right?
I have been to the open house like 9 times now.
Yeah.
So it's been,
Yeah.
which is like
You know
twice a
that
year.
place. Yeah. You know that place pretty well, don't you, Finn?
I visited Algonquin total around 20, 25 times, including like field trips with school and stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah. You're there quite a bit. Before we get into the Algonquin stuff and the HVAC stuff, I want to ask you a question, okay? Because you said you were diagnosed with autism and anxiety, generalized anxiety disorder,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So between autism and anxiety, what frustrates you more? What do you struggle with more?
The When I was a kid, more of the autism piece. Now, more of the anxiety piece.
Because I know that you've worked really, really hard on the autism stuff, and the anxiety was always there, but it was like the autism was the primary focus, right? With the therapy and everything you were in. But anxiety, and just so you know, buddy, that's in our family, okay? Like we're all very anxious. You know that we're all very anxious people, and it's part of our family, and it's not something to be ashamed of or anything like that. Just like autism, right? Like it's just part of who you are. It's not who you are, it's a part of who you are, right? And you and I have talked about this a lot, and I know you've got your head screwed on right, and but I know that you also want to do really, really well at anything you do. I know you always want to do a good job. You want to make sure you try your hardest. And I think you put too much pressure on yourself, but it's
Yeah,
um, it's the anxiety, right? That's giving you a hard time these days.
definitely, definitely. Like I'm gonna like back. It really impacted me when I was in grade 9. Okay, like grade
Okay.
9 back in 2021, 2022, especially in 2022, like in January. I just didn't feel great when I woke up. Right, I didn't feel
Yeah.
like myself. It wasn't like I felt like garbage, but it felt like something was off in my head. Uh, I just like I was like my head was just slow or didn't
Didn't
even
feel
like
right.
didn't feel right. Like uh like my anxiety was just like my all my muscles were tense and everything. And it got like to the point that the second like in June in grade 9, just before I graduated, I started having a lot of anxiety during test taking.
Okay.
It's been an Achilles ever since, but thanks to therapists that I had over the years, especially last year, last school year, not this school year, last school year, when I was in grade 12. This year I'm in my victory laps, I'm staying another year. But last year, my anxiety was so regulated to the point that I got 100% in a couple tests in functions, which I
So
couldn't believe.
what is it about the testing that gets you so worked up, Finn? What is it about? Because I know when test time comes around, you start to amp up a bit. What is it about tests that make you anxious? Because don't forget, somebody might watch this who has anxiety, and they might get anxious about tests too. So what is it about tests that get you so fired up?
Uh, Mainly it's just the like back then when I didn't have any spares, especially grade 10, which was the hardest. Sorry for backtracking, but in grade 10,
It's okay.
I did fail a course because my
Yeah.
anxiety was so high. It was grade 10 academic math. And like I was so anxious. It's like the lowest, kind of like the lowest part of my life with anxiety wise, because anxiety kind of took over me a little bit. Uh,
Okay.
but around a year, just the summer before grade 12 started for me, did retake I did take I did retake grade 10 academic math, and we excelled it. We did the credit recovery. We passed just fine because I knew the stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the thing is that something kind of amazed me when I did that is I was the only one that was working very hard, and I wrote the exam 2 days earlier than anyone else.
So they let you write it 2 days earlier?
Yeah, because I was doing more work than everybody.
Okay, okay. Now, do you find that if you get to write it by yourself, because I mean, it's been a long time since your uncle's been in high school. And when I was in high school, I didn't pay attention too much, right? You know how good I was in high school. But when we did tests, the big tests, it was in like a gymnasium or whatever. And then like for finals and stuff. But for regular tests, you guys did the same thing, right? You test in a classroom. Do you find if you do the test by yourself, you're way less anxious? Or is it the same amount of anxiety whether you're by yourself or with a group?
Maybe a hair less. I do my tests in a resource room. I do my exam in a private room in a library. It's a room that they opened a few years ago when they do some renovations to the library. There were some private rooms that I added, and I wrote my exam in the private room because it was not distracting. So it's like the distraction piece is less, but the anxiety is still there, but a hair less.
Okay.
But the primary cause of why I have anxiety during tests is because before I had even spares, I was worried if I miss any stuff happening in my other classes. Now that I'm very grateful that I have a half course load this semester, just
Yeah.
before I graduate, I don't even have to think about that anymore because
Yeah.
I have my calculus spare, and then I have lunch, then I have my physics spare, that I'm off to do whatever. So I don't have to think about a single thing about second period anymore.
So
That's great.
it's like you get worried about being organized and missing stuff. And I mean, you like being on time, you like having things organized. And I mean, I think that that's awesome that they let you do that, buddy. Like that you can test kind of by yourself and not have the pressure. Because I remember when I was in school and I'd see everyone writing, and I'd just be sitting there freaking out because I didn't know what the hell to write, or and I'd see everybody flipping pages and getting ahead, and I felt like I was being left behind. So I hate tests. Your uncle sucked at school. Like, how many times have I told you you're so smart and you're way smarter than your
You
uncle? A
told me two.
thousand?
You told me 2007 times.
Well, I'm very proud of you, and you are very smart. So, you have that going for you, my friend. So Finn, imagine a kid, boy or girl, doesn't matter. They're just starting high school. Okay. They have anxiety. Maybe they even have some autism. They're on the spectrum as well. Okay. They're going into their first test and they're feeling anxious.
Like what grade? Grade 9?
Sure. Grade 9, we'll say.
Grade 9's a very
What would
big
you
year.
say to them? What would you say to them if they were you saw them in the hallway and you could tell they were nervous and they were about to do a test? What would you say if you walked up to them? What advice would you give them?
But say, you know your stuff. You studied this all year or all week or whatever. If you're anxious, just think about something that makes you happy or something that distracts you from the anxiety. When I'm anxious, I
Yeah.
just think about things I'm really looking forward to in my week. For example, let's say, for example, I have a test tomorrow, right? Which I don't because we're literally coming off of March break. If I'm like stressed, for example, I just think about bowling, right? Because I'm in 2 bowling leagues with my average being 147 and 150 respectively. So I'm just going to think about like how do I improve for like a minute before I go back to the task and try to finish it the best I can.
I just thought of a good exercise you could do in your mind when you get anxious, Finn, because you love bowling, right? So
Yeah,
imagine you're stressed. Imagine you're stressed, okay? And in the moment you get stressed, imagine you close your eyes just for a second and you're at the bowling lane and you see all the pins down there. You could pretend that the pins was all your anxiety and all the things you're stressed about. And then you take your bowling ball and you roll a strike and knock them all down. Would that make you feel pretty good?
yeah, all 5 pins because I'm a 5-pin bowler, not a
That's
10
right.
pin, not candle pin, not 10 pin, not duck pin. I'm a
You're
5-pin
like
bowler.
you like the 5 pin.
I had the most experience with 5-pin. I've been playing 5 pins since I was like 5 or 6.
Yeah. No, and how many strikes do you think you've had in your life? Because I know you've got a lot.
Most of them were actually this year.
Really, eh?
I think this year I've had well over 250, but there's also a lot of spares and a lot of
Hold on. Did you
cleanups.
say 250 strikes?
This physical year of my 2 leagues,
That's crazy. I don't think I've had more than 10 in my entire life. 150 strikes?
And I'll tell you my highest game. My highest game was 378, and I did 9 strikes in a row.
Oh my god. Oh, I remember that. I do remember that game. I remember you told me about that. That's pretty crazy, man. That's
Yep.
nuts.
Best series, which was 180, 180, 378, which is my best series.
That's awesome. So, Finn, I got another question for you. And you're kicking ass, by the way. You're doing great. You're like a friggin' podcast professional over here. What does being autistic feel like for you? Not what people say, but your actual experience. What does it feel like to move through the world as Finn?
So, like, for example, if you're tired, you function slower. For example, when I was like, after like a busy day at co-op, like 2 years ago, after working hard for like 8, 10 hours on like a Friday, like where you come home, after like a long day at work, you feel like you're like for me, especially if I'm tired, I function slower. I don't feel like really doing any chores or anything, but I like after, a busy day at school, I
Yeah,
kind of feel like just being in my room for a little bit just to regulate before, like, if I have homework or if I have other tasks that need to get done, like chores and stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Like sometimes it's like for me, for sometimes, like if I have a hard, like if I have like a long day, if I have like lots of tasks at hand, like it's harder for me to understand some things and just re-clarify it,
What,
especially
like,
like,
when you say you don't understand things, Finn, to me, because I mean, obviously I've been around you your whole life, but you don't seem to struggle with the social cues like some people do, you know? Like, you get the jokes, you understand stuff, you make jokes all the time, like, um, what's look, there's lots of stuff that everybody struggles with in life, right? But when it comes down to the autism, the autistic side of you, or that part of your brain and your experience, what's the hardest part about it for you?
the hardest part of
Uh,
autism.
yeah, what's the hardest part?
Uh, Processing, definitely. If you're sometimes like if I'm very tired, time management, especially like if I'm scrambled with lots of stuff happening at school.
Yeah.
Uh,
And what about processing? Explain that a little bit to me.
because I process differently because of my autism. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's slow. I could think sometimes like different ideas of like other people, what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like easy for me to come up with certain things, hard for me to come up with others. Like, especially at school, like my hardest subject was English, but it became easy like this year
Just
for
all of a
me.
sudden it just clicked for you,
All of a sudden, it just clicked. My Achilles subject, which is English, decided to click last semester
when you're almost done school.
and said, Finn, you're in the home stretch. This is the last course you need to go to your Algonquin program. And of course, I did great. I got a 90. I did great in the exam, the RST, everything.
Which is amazing because usually that kind of pressure would give you lots of anxiety, right? Like that kind of pressure, like I need this course. It's the last piece of the puzzle, but instead something happened where you just started kicking ass, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you going back to high school, the high school experience for a lot of people, Finn, high school sucks, right? It's hard. People get bullied. They don't fit in and they feel strange. It's, you know, you're going through puberty, all that stuff. But you seem to have had a pretty damn good high school experience. Would that be a fair statement to make?
Yeah. Especially the last 2 years. This year and last year were my peak because I made over 25 to 50 friends who are all guys. We all have, and like, especially this year, I've been sitting with them at lunch every day, talking about whatever stuff comes up to mind. And it's great, to have a big friend group, especially when you're graduating.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that and I know, obviously your mom and dad have worked very, very hard to give you every single opportunity. I mean, like I joke about it all the time. This, for those of you that don't know Finn, he has already done more than most people will do in multiple lifetimes. I mean, you have a schedule that's like a politician. It's like it's just you've got stuff on the go all the time, and it's always been like that. But I think as much as I thought that was crazy, I think that it was a genius move on your parents' part because it just you got exposed to so many things, right? And you tried so many things and you were constantly working on the on social skills and understanding the environments you were in and learning new things and making new friends and it's fun as your uncle to see you in those environments and see how much people love you and you know how you're just kicking ass, man. You're doing so well. Um so you know what? It's maybe you got to give your mom and dad a little hug there sometime and
Of
say
course.
thanks a lot, guys, for kicking my ass and getting me to where I am today. But I want to ask you this because a lot of people say autism sometimes comes across as a superpower. There's elements of it that is like a superpower. Um, so in your experience, can you remember a specific moment or is there something about autism that is like a superpower for you?
Yeah, I remembered a lot of different things that happened throughout my life, like, and of course, like, I'm, like, good at certain interests like HVAC, vehicles, technology, stuff like that,
Yeah.
like, very knowledgeable and stuff.
Like you have superhuman abilities to remember things. Like you can remember ridiculous details about things that most people would not. Is that a fair thing to say?
I even remembered your, Bluebird TC 2000 that was supposed to be an RV conversion back in, like, 2015, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. But you remember hotel rooms, you remember dates.
Oh, yeah.
Uh
I even remember when my, like, if you guys don't know, like, my grandparents, which is, like, Pete's parents and, Tori's parents,
yeah.
uh, they moved into Ottawa. I remembered April 11th, 2015.
15. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
April 11th, 2015.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I did
No,
stay
that's
over
true.
that first night too, which I remember too.
Yeah. So okay, tell the story because we already talked about we're gonna get into the HVAC side of things now, okay? I want you to tell the story about the time you were sitting on the couch downstairs with your dad and the furnace kicked on, and all of a sudden you said, something's wrong. Tell that story real quick.
That I think that was the one, like, was it 2020 or was it 2020?
Doesn't matter when it was. I love this story.
Oh, I think I'll tell you both of them. In
All right.
2020, in October 2020, it was getting colder out, and it was time to put the furnace on, which is a 2009 Nordyne MGC 2TC060D24B. Uh,
This is what I'm talking about.
the the when I turned on the thermostat on heating, there was something wrong with the inducer motor. There's the bearings were starting to fail on it. It was starting to make some weird screeching noises that you could hear from the kitchen and all over the basement.
Yeah.
So I told the parents that the inducer motor needs to be replaced because we can't replace the bearings on the motor, and the thing is still in the warranty for another year. Back then, so and then obviously when the contractor came around a week later, when we replaced the inducer motor, he said Finn was right
Yeah.
without
You
even
just
opening up the unit.
you just knew it right away by the way it sounded, right?
Yeah,
So
because
Finn, go
because
ahead,
I
go
think
ahead.
I because what happened was in 2020 in the summer, the old AC, the evaporator coil kept freezing up because I think the thing was low on refrigerant. Back then, it was an R22 system, which we can't charge up anymore because of environmental reasons.
Yeah. They phased it out.
I think the coil was leaking refrigerant, and over that summer, the thing froze up so bad that I think some water came to the back of the inducer motor and frigged up the bearings.
Okay. Okay.
So
Makes
that's the
sense.
cause.
Makes sense. So Finn, um, why HVAC? What is it about HVAC that you love so much?
I love how they work. Like I love how it works. I love different models of it. Keep like how to keep like I like keeping people comfortable. Like how like if how like I really like everything about it.
So
Like
like you just like the idea that if somebody's, you want to have a comfortable environment, whether it's too hot, too cold, you love the idea about just making sure that it's comfortable and everyone's happy. Um, do you remember how old you were when you realized you liked HVAC?
when I was 12,
You were 12, eh?
when I was 12, yeah.
And do you remember the moment? Do you remember how it started?
When the Duquesne AC-10B18 from 2004, which is the old unit I mentioned,
Yeah.
back in 2018, no, starting in late 2018 when I was 11, when I didn't really know much about HVAC, it stopped working. And then in summer of 19 in like June, um, the when we turned on, the unit made a buzzing noise, which indicates that there's a bad run capacitor. On
Okay.
those units, it's a dual run capacitor, which, for example, like a 5 microfarad is for the motor and 35 microfarad is for the compressor to kick that on. Well, the thing was puffy, which meant the capacitor was blowing. So obviously the compressor was buzzing, the motor was buzzing, the contactor was buzzing a bit too. So it needed a new capacitor. It was a pretty easy fix. And that's when, and then since then, I was really interested in the trade.
So did when the tech showed up, did you watch him do the work? Like, did you
Of
see?
course.
Yeah, yeah.
Of
So
course I have.
you looked at it and you were like, oh, that's cool. I can do that. That's awesome. And because before that, what were your passions? What were your special interests before HVAC?
Like vehicles, it's like been a lifetime thing too.
Yeah. You've always liked vehicles. You've always liked going on the buses, the trains. You do solo train trips to Toronto.
Of
Um,
course, Rico, I've been in the Toronto Transit Commission now my second time.
yeah.
It's so much better than OC Transpo
Yeah.
because they have a much better variety of stuff.
Don't be starting any fights between Toronto and Ottawa here.
They just have a much better variety. I mean, that's all I'm going to say. Like
Yeah.
their fleet is consistent. They always get new stuff every year compared to like us who gets like sporadic.
Yeah. 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 You like the precise stuff. You like when things run correctly.
Like
You know
new,
what? You'd freak
yeah,
out if you went to Japan because their train systems are like their transit systems are you they're unbelievable. They're probably the best in the world, you know?
yeah. The Shinkansen is pretty fast, and same goes with the bullet stuff and the maglev stuff too.
I heard the conductors will get out and apologize if they're late. Like it's pretty serious over there about being
Even if
on
it's
time.
1 minute, even in, like Japan and stuff, if it's one
Yeah,
minute late, they apologize.
they apologize, which is incredible. Um, so far, okay. When you think about HVAC, okay, first of all, you're getting into the course, which is amazing, and you're starting this fall, right? You're starting in
Yeah,
September.
yeah.
Tell me, scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about that?
11 out of 10.
And not just because you're gonna be actually learning how to be an HVAC guy. Like, tell me what's it like to be an 18-year-old guy about to start college?
Especially on the autism and anxiety. It's a big accomplishment.
It
It's an
is.
accomplishment that should be talked about throughout your college life, even.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, it's going to be a different life compared to high school, right? Because I've been doing high school for a while.
yeah,
And obviously, like, I got used to the routine in high school. We're looking forward to what the college routine's like because I got used to getting up to 4 classes a day, uh, 4 classes a day, with same routine. But now the schedule changes every day.
yeah.
So like have a
Is
class
that
one
something
day.
you're gonna struggle with, do you think, Finn? Are you gonna have to work on that, or does that excite you that it's gonna be a
Pretty
fresh thing
exciting.
every
That's
day?
going to be a brand new day every day.
Yeah. And not only that, a very focused day working on a very specific thing that you enjoy, your highest excitement, you could argue,
Yes.
right? So that alone is gonna get your ass flying out of bed in the morning. Now, what about the social side of it? Are you excited about meeting new people? Is anyone you know gonna be there? Do you know any of your
Oh,
buddies?
uh, I do have a cousin in there right now in Algonquin, which I think
Okay.
you'll know too.
Who's in
Uh,
Algonquin?
Declan.
Yeah, Declan's going for the electrical, right? To be an electrician?
Yeah, Declan's been doing that for I think a year now.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. He decided to become an electrician. I forgot about that.
so we got Declan, my cousin. He is doing electrical stuff. I have a friend named Thomas. He is doing computer networking on a
Okay.
joint program between Algonquin and Carleton. And another friend named Ferris. He is doing the game development in Algonquin.
So you're already gonna know some people there.
Yeah, I already have a good, decent family and friend base at Algonquin. But obviously, I'm going to meet some more good guys
Yeah.
uh, during the months of Algonquin. So
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, and you're not one to you're not gonna waste your time and effort partying, you're not a party guy, you don't like to do any of that stuff, you're there to
I
work, you're
like
there to learn, right?
here to work, here to learn, get my G3, not without drinking alcohols, without partying, without
Yeah.
staying up till 2 a.m. every night.
You know what's gonna happen, eh? You're gonna end up being the friggin' designated driver for everybody. That's what's gonna happen, which is not a terrible thing, to be honest, Finn, because sometimes it's a lot of fun to be the designated driver, and you get to see people acting like fools. You get to help people that maybe drink too much. You got to get them home. I could see that. I could see you being that guy, you know,
Like
and
take
all
them
the
home,
girls
put
going,
them in.
"Oh, Finn, you saved me. Thank you, Finn." That'd be nice, eh?
I say you need a dedicated driver if you want to drink some beers or drink your favorite spirits or
Yeah.
drink your favorite wines.
Or what else do people do that you don't do? Smoking
Uh,
a ganja,
of
hey?
course, the smokes, which I won't do. I won't
Smoking
vape.
weed, all that stuff.
I
Yeah,
won't.
you never did any of that stuff, did you, Finn?
It's it, to be honest, I don't like the smell of smokes. It's just
Yeah.
like I have a neighbor who smokes next door, and I can smell it every day, and I don't like it.
Yeah, no, I know, I know. So is there anything you're nervous about starting college?
Uh, nothing really. Just the route. Just get used to the college routine instead of the high school routine.
Yeah, getting used to the schedule. And you know what I was thinking? So there you were, let's say age 4, okay? Age 4, Finn, can't talk, quiet. What would you say to that little boy now?
Uh, Back
Looking at the
then,
man and looking at the man you are right now, if you could go back in time and maybe that little kid's worried because he's not speaking or he feels different, what would you say to that little version of yourself right now?
a completely different person right now.
Yeah?
I'm not even that 4-year-old Finn anymore. I
No,
changed so much to the point that I'm like a completely different person.
you don't even recognize that version of yourself anymore.
No, like
Wow.
I don't like I don't even think about it anymore.
But just think, Finn, all the experience you have now, how many people like you know, you have the opportunity to really help a lot of people and not just people on the spectrum, but like people that are struggling with anything. You have got so much experience even at the young age of 18 because I got boots that are older than you, by the way. Okay. But think about how amazing that is to be at the age you are right now with the experience you have right now, and you're still just starting. But if you see people out there that are having a hard time or they're struggling or they're anxious, you could go up to them and say, it's okay. I can see you're having a hard time.
Okay,
It's
totally okay.
That's right. That's right. And maybe you teach them a couple of things or you just be a good friend. And that's what I see people embracing you, Finn, in this new college because you're such a good guy. You got such a big heart. You're a goddamn giant. You're hard to miss. You know what I mean? It's like, why is that mountain walking down the road? But I'm very excited for that part of college for you because it's different than high school. High school's still very rigid, very organized. The adults are kind of running the show. Whereas college, it's really up to you to do the work and to get to class on time. And the teachers aren't chasing you down the hall. And you know what I mean? Like your first step into I don't know. I don't want to say adulthood, but you know what I mean? Like that, they're not there to make sure you go to class. That's on you. Does that
Like the
does that make
post
you
sec,
nervous or does that make you excited to have that much power?
very excited that I have all the tools of success in high school. Like
Yeah.
for example, back last summer when I was doing the grade 12 college math, like I did so well in that course with 98, and like I even took time during my night to do all the assignments and tasks and the projects that I had to get done.
Yeah.
And guess what? A lot of kids back in that summer in early mid-July, who are just scrolling their social medias all night and
Yeah.
not doing any chores for the family. While me, I was in this computer doing assignments until 2 o'clock a.m. and then I
Yeah.
went to bed.
Yeah.
Stayed up till 2 o'clock a.m. doing that.
You
Like,
take it serious, man. I know you're serious about school. You're serious about doing stuff. You don't screw around. You're not like your mother. Maybe I think you're a better student than both your parents. I think your dad was a pretty good student, wasn't he? But
my father, Mick, when he did my age, he skipped homework. He skipped homework pretty much his entire life. Pretty much. It makes me infuriated. Just because,
Why does
like,
that make you so mad?
like, I don't even skip homework. I do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because, like, he thinks rugby is more important than homework.
Yeah.
Like, he thinks his friends are more important than homework. He thinks even driving his Dodge Omni and Plymouth Horizon back then is
Was more
important than,
important than homework. But
yeah.
you know what, Finn? Here, you know what? Let me tell you something. You're going to be in for a surprise when you get into college. You know why? Because you're going to start meeting all kinds of girls. Okay.
Of course, the
So
girls.
maybe when, I know you don't have a girlfriend right now, right? Because you're very focused on your life. You're very focused on work and school and all that sort of stuff. But let me tell you, bud, when you get into college, you're going to start meeting a ton of girls. And what's going to happen when all of a sudden you want to go out on a date and you've got homework to do and you got work to do? How are you going to manage that?
We will dedicate. What I'll do is check the due dates. For example, let's do it Sunday. I'll say, I'll do it right after the date, right? Because I don't want to ruin my weekend doing homework. I'd rather get it done and relax with my family
Yeah.
in the
Or
weekend, for example. Like, I will dedicate, obviously, the present time with the girl. The girl is the most important thing if I'm right in front of her.
that's actually pretty smart. I think you're going to be an awesome boyfriend. On a scale of 1 to 10, I like scales, you know me. How excited are you to get your first girlfriend?
12 out of 10.
Yeah. And why is that important to you, bud? Tell me why that's important.
Someone to hang out with, someone to talk to if you're stressed, to help you organize your life, to make you feel more confident, like with me, with my anxiety.
Yeah.
Uh,
What kind of
maybe
like if you could design the perfect girlfriend for you, what kind of a person would she be? Not necessarily what she looks like, because whatever, but what kind of a person are you looking to have as a girlfriend?
someone
Describe her
who
to me.
actually wants to have a genuine relationship with me for many years.
And what does that mean, a genuine relationship? What's that look like?
Someone who actually wants to be my girlfriend, not just pretend to be friends or pretend to like other guys or hiding if they have a boyfriend or girl. If they have a boy, if
So somebody who's honest, right? Do you like playing games, Finn? Do you like people that play games? Like what I mean by games. Do you like when people, like you said about lying and stuff? Obviously, nobody wants to hang out with a liar,
I
right?
I hate being lied to.
Yeah,
It makes
yeah,
me like, especially if it's something very important, like for example, has this thing been set up yet? And I've been lied to when I walked in, and when I
yeah,
realize, it'll make
yeah,
me kind of furious inside.
yeah, yeah. And what
I don't
kind of
like being
stuff?
lied to.
What kind of stuff? Let's say, okay, your homework's done, your schoolwork's done. You've got 3 hours, okay, or you've got a Friday night off. What kind of stuff would you like to do with your girlfriend? Tell me about the perfect date on a Friday night.
On a Friday night, after all the homework's done, all the assignments are done, all studying is done, put school aside until Monday.
Yeah,
I think the perfect, like, first date, right? I think
yeah. Tell me about the perfect
the
first
perfect
date.
first date, something that's budget friendly, but for both the guy and the girl.
Okay.
Uh, I think the best first date to take a girl out is a Starbucks, because girls love their Starbucks. They like to have it multiple times a week.
This is true.
Uh, so you could take her like after school, or like if you're dating someone older, like a couple years older, if they're at work. Uh, After they're finished work, you could just pick. What I would do is pick her up in my car if I have one.
Yeah, you can borrow my
Uh,
truck.
no, the Sierra is probably a bit too crazy, because that thing is in very good shape, and I don't want to ruin it.
You wouldn't ruin, but I trust you with that truck. You could
It'd
take the
probably be
Sierra.
it. The car would probably be either Trudy's Cube, which is my grandma,
Hmm.
if I have that yet, or save up for a new car.
Well,
Like if I
just so you know, you can borrow the Sierra. Okay,
yeah,
just so you know,
but
if you're
I'll have to find
comfortable.
a I haven't driven it before, so
Well, you can go practice with it because I think you'd look pretty cool pulling up in that Sierra, buddy.
yeah, especially because I'm gonna be driving. Oh yeah, speaking of that, yeah, no. So back to the Starbucks thing. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Starbucks, I think, is the best first date, right? For example, pick up the girl in the vehicle,
Yep.
drive her to a Starbucks that's like between my house and her house, right? You don't want to be selling somewhere that's too far away. Like, don't go to Toronto for the first date, okay?
Obviously not.
That's a lot of money
Obviously not.
wasted. Go somewhere in like Ottawa, like for example, like downtown or something, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You, I think the most mature way to start is obviously open the door, let her go through first, be like a gentleman, okay? And
yeah,
obviously, like, and then like take her, uh, and then obviously like order the coffee. And of
yeah.
course, this guy right here will pay for both my and my girlfriend's coffee.
Of course you will. I think
Yes.
that's the best thing. Sorry, Finn. I'm just gonna plug in my computer. It's
Like
gonna die.
if she says, how are you going to pay this? I said, don't worry. I'm on you. Like I paid for you. So,
Well, then you don't have to worry about. You said the date being budget friendly. I don't think you have to worry about that just yet. Eh?
budget friendly meaning like it's not like a ridiculous prime rib dinner that
No.
costs like $100 a person.
God,
Starbucks
yeah.
is like maybe $5 or $10 a person now because of inflation.
God, you better bank for a little more than that. Let's just say, take just to be safe, take $30 to Starbucks. Because what if they want to have like some treats or some, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So no,
Like,
I was just picturing like just a coffee for
yeah,
both of us, right?
yeah, yeah. So the first date is going to Starbucks, having a coffee,
And then
and
obviously take your
and if you let's say you met this girl at school, because the likelihood is that's where you're going to meet somebody, right? Is it college? Is it school? So what would be what would be the perfect date after that? Like, is that everything for the first date? Is it just Starbucks for the first date?
after the Starbucks, we
Okay.
can just go just on a little drive around the city and just talk about just the basics and stuff. Like, what would you like to have in a boyfriend? What would you like to see like from your potential boyfriend, right? Like qualities that or qualities of life or something.
Yeah, well, you want to get to know the person, right?
Get to know the girl, especially. Me, I probably want someone who's a little bit older.
Like, what would be the perfect age? Because you're 18. So what do you mean by older? Like, are they
Like I'll
20?
I'll be 19 in April 30th. So
Yeah.
like by then I'll be a 19-year-old guy. Maybe someone who's like 19 or 21, 22.
What's the oldest you would date, Finn?
22.
22?
Like if I'm 19, 22,
Okay, okay.
which is like soon. Like I'll be 19 like a month.
Yeah, that's true. It's coming up, eh? It's coming up. Okay, so that's date number one. Starbucks and a drive. Then what? You take her home. Do you kiss on the first date, Finn? Do you give her a little peck on the cheek? What do you do? You walk her to the
Just
door like a gentleman, right?
yeah, walk her to the door and just give her a good old handshake for the first one, right?
A good old handshake.
You don't want a new guy smirking her and like smooching her all the time.
No,
The first date
no,
because that is a little too personal. Because consent is also very important if you have a relationship.
absolutely.
Consent to have good manners. Consent to give her a kiss, give her a
What if
hug.
she wanted to give you a kiss and a hug?
I'll say sure
You don't have a
because
problem with that, right?
no. Like for me, I'm setting up my. I tend to follow her boundaries are hidden.
Yeah.
But
So you're
the
kind of following her lead.
yeah, second
See?
date, I think this perfect second date, like after a week goes by, sorry,
Yeah.
after a week goes by, from school and everything,
Yeah.
um, I think the best second date is obviously take her out to a decent dinner or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
and then maybe just go do an activity like bowling or whatever.
Oof, I don't know about bowling after dinner. You might be too full.
Or no, or more, or vice versa. I think bowling first to burn some calories to get you hungry, and like go eat somewhere decent.
Yeah, yeah. Because if you're gonna do an activity, you wanna keep the food light, but if you're going out to a nice dinner, but a nice dinner is an event all in itself. Like, if you go out for dinner, you could be there for quite a while. And then
If
after the
it's
dinner, what about movies? Are you into going to movies?
Yeah,
On a
like I can
date
watch
on a date.
movies. Uh,
Yeah?
Movies on a date, that could be a bit interesting. Like if she's not into movies or whatever, she doesn't have time. But
Well, the good thing is if you get a first date and it goes well, you could discuss what you wanna do for a second date before you actually have the second date, right? Like, let's say she's into riding the trains and stuff like you are. That'd be a cool second date.
yeah, oh yeah, like if she's into that, but I'm saying like someone who's like into like if she wants to go into like nursing or whatever, right? Or I think an ideal one would be like either if someone wants to go to therapy or be a teacher or those two, or even an accountant even to help me
Whoa.
with the taxes.
So, okay, but you
So
mentioned
this is
those now why you said teacher or a nurse, is that because they're caring people? What attracts you to that?
if
Because
someone's a
obviously
teacher,
accounting, you said it's to help you with the books, but
yeah,
but a
but
teacher or a nurse, like
or or
what would it
or a therapist even,
why a
if sh
therapist?
just to make me a better person every week.
Well, yeah, but you don't want your girlfriend or your wife to be like, it's like that's like saying you wanna have a girlfriend who's a mechanic so she can fix your car all the time, you know what I mean?
I'm not letting her like, if she's a 310T mechanic, which is truck and coach,
Yeah,
that will be even better.
because 'cause you're gonna put her right to work?
No,
Yeah, that was a nice
I'll tell her
date.
the plan.
Okay, what's
That's we kinda got off a track here.
no, no, I'm just joking with you, Finn, but I'm basically what
But
I
second date, like bowling or something, bowling or
yeah,
archery or whatever, like a light physical activity, and
yeah,
then go to like a nice dinner, like Five Guys or a keg or Milestones or even Benny and Co. Even
yeah, yeah.
uh, those are good. And then after that, take her on another drive again.
So how
Just
do
to
you know let me ask you this, how do you know when you're on a good date?
if we're if you're very buzzy, if if you feel like lots of love,
Yeah,
if you feel like you have a lot of potential with the girl,
yeah. So if
yeah,
you're excited
yeah,
and it's weird, right? Because you're like excitement and anxiety are like first cousins. It's like
definitely.
they ride that, the difference between anxiety and excitement is what? It's like it's all the perspective you're having, right? Because it's all just energy. You know what I mean? It's a feeling. And so you said buzzy. And I know, your old uncle's had quite a few panic attacks in his life. And I know that feeling of where it almost feels like you're being stung by a million bees. The anxiety is so bad.
What
But
I mean by buzzy,
I know the feeling of being excited on a date. Um, Especially when you're really comfortable with the person and you can relax. And it's a weird feeling because you're relaxed when you're with her, but you're excited, right? So that's the feelings you kind of want to look for, I think. And you can be yourself. That's the other thing is you want to be able to just be yourself and not have to worry about, oh, is this person like me, or try and act differently. You just be yourself, right? that's
yeah,
that's the big
be
the big thing.
absolutely be yourself.
Be comfortable but excited. And that buzzing you talked about, that's just like an excited feeling in your body, right?
This is an exciting feeling, like a feeling
Yeah.
that this is going to go well.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you think you'd ever want to get married, Finn?
Definitely, I want to get
Yeah.
married.
Yeah. And what
I want to have a family.
you want to have a family? How many kids do you think you'd like to have?
Obviously, respectfully, start out with like one or two. Then, if you have lots of income, if you have a gigantic house, like I want
Yeah.
to eventually buy land and build a nice property and with a nice house and shop and everything. I want to have lots of kids because uh, it's just cool to have so many kids like to help you out after like a busy day at work.
Yeah. And also it's just nice to have your own family, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
especially
a,
driving like if I'm like 35 after driving an electric electric truck with air brakes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, now speaking of love, something happened recently that you're allowed to talk about. What happened that had all of us very friggin' excited? What happened to you, Finn?
Back in February, after, a very busy day at school, of course, I decided, no, I got an email from Love on the Spectrum that I'm auditioning.
So you got an email that said, "Would you like to audition for Love on the Goddamn Spectrum?"
Love on the Spectrum.
So we all freaked out, right?
I was really excited. I was saying, finally, this will help me get a genuine girl.
That was a pretty crazy day. It didn't even feel real. What did that feel like when you got that when you saw that email, Finn?
Felt blown away. I felt speechless. I felt like this might be an exciting chapter.
And what made you do that? Like, what made you send in? Okay, so tell me what happened. You saw an ad somewhere, like Facebook or something, right?
Yeah, and then obviously I just said like a basic set an email to them,
Yeah.
basic description about me, my interests, whatever. Haven't been on any dates yet. Haven't talked to any girls.
Were you nervous?
No,
Not at all.
no, I was not even nervous.
So how were you feeling when you were writing the email?
I feel like in my head, I just feel like this is going to be an exciting moment.
So you were getting pumped.
Really, really pumped.
And then so you sent that in, and even though it was past the cutoff, right?
It was actually a couple days, I think.
Yeah, but they still so then you got the email and you got a phone audition, correct?
It was a Zoom call
Oh, there you go, a Zoom call.
audition that I had to like set up a different computer, uh, with like a real mic and stuff. So it would, so she could hear me pretty clearly,
And how did
which
you
is
feel during the interview?
I feel like this is going to change my life in a good and positive way.
Yeah, 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 that's right. Because I mean, becoming famous or getting on a TV show could be a pretty intense experience too, right? Like it's a life-changing experience either way. But the good news is you're not a dummy and you got a good head on your shoulders, and you also have a lot of people around you that would help you navigate that whole experience. And we don't know whether you're going to get on the show or not, but just like I said to you when it was happening, it's so exciting that you just acted on it. You acted on your excitement and you did something, and all of a sudden this opportunity created itself, and now you might go on the show. And if you get on the show, okay, how do you hope people see you? Like the people watching at home. What do you want them to say about you or think about you when they see you on the television?
Think that I'm a guy who wants to start a very amazing relationship with a girl,
And what else?
and like, and just
Do
to
you,
say,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
like, I really do want a relationship. It'll change. Like, have a girlfriend because it's like now my time to actually have one. It's like early adulthood. I think it's the perfect time to start having your first one.
I think so. And I mean, I know you've been wanting that. Do you feel left out sometimes in that way, Finn?
Definitely. I
Yeah.
really wanted one since I was like 15.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's normal. Eh? People start dating around that age or frigging around and yeah, I know. I know. But
Especially with this current generation of Gen Alphas now in high school, like
yeah.
full of social medias, phone distractions, lack of work
Yeah.
ethic.
Yeah. 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 So you're probably not going to want to date a girl who's on her phone all the time, right?
No, I want someone who is glued to the screen with both of their eyes.
Oh, well, you want somebody who's when they're talking to you, they're looking at
Actually,
you, right? They're looking at
have
you.
have their eyes glued to my beautiful face.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Finn. In fact, when you have a date, maybe you could say, "Hey, it'd be really fun. Let's put our phones away."
Yeah, let's put our phones away because
And then
in
and then
school
you
I don't
can
use it. I turn my phone off at school.
Yeah, you're really good. You have incredible phone discipline. I don't have that, Finn.
I
I
actually
think
taught that my a lot of that. I pretty much taught it all myself. Like
really?
since I was like grade 9, I taught myself like don't use my only. I only use it at lunch. I use it maybe the last bit, like right now in this semester, last maybe 5 or 10 minutes, my last spare of the day.
Are the rules important to you, man? Like,
Definitely,
following rules is important to you?
I am a real follower.
Yeah, yeah. And you don't how do you feel when you see someone like your uncle breaking the rules?
Disappointed.
No, well, come on, I'm way better these days, Finn. I follow the rules, man.
Definitely,
I
definitely.
follow
All of
the
us have
rules,
everyone
definitely.
everyone improved.
That's right, everybody's doing better. Now let me ask you this. Let's say you do get on that show, and let's say you become very popular on that show. What do you think being famous would be like?
To spread the world also for dating as well as autism awareness.
Okay, so if somebody came up to you on the street and said, "Hey, man, are you Finn from Love on the Spectrum?" What
I
would you
said, yes,
say?
sir. Yes, sir.
And are you ready for people to wanna have pictures with you?
Definitely. I could even sign whatever they want me to sign.
And would you be ready to have people messaging you in your messages saying that they wanna go on dates with you, but there's like 100 messages a day?
I might want to set up a separate email address or a separate category or whatever
Just to
for
screen
that.
all that?
It's just to put it aside, from a usual email.
Do you think that that's something you could handle pretty well, Finn? Like, just if
Oh
that
yeah.
happened and you got on
Oh
that
yeah.
show, you think you could handle that good?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be probably one of the best people on that show.
Do you think that you could so you're saying you could handle being famous and being on that television show? Yeah.
Totally. Totally.
I think I think you'd be very good on that. Um, so what do you think, Finn, people could learn from someone like you? Just somebody like who's on the spectrum, but he's because it's weird because I'm your uncle and I don't see you as I just don't see you as an autistic person, right? Like you're Finn. You're Finn. You're your own brand. You're your own person. But like, what do you think people could learn from you?
They can learn that even being on the autism spectrum and all, if you have other disabilities like me with autism and anxiety, you could be just like a normal person.
Yeah.
You can learn to become a normal person so people don't really notice.
Well, here's the interesting thing, Finn. You said you could learn how to be a normal person so people don't notice. But I think that your autism makes you a more interesting person, to be honest, and I'm not
Yeah.
your uncle just trying to make you feel good and all because I know how hard it's been for you in a lot of ways. But man, like I think you're an incredible human being. And a lot of that is because of your autism and not just because of the autism, but because how you've handled it. You know what I mean? Like it's challenged you. It's put you in places where a lot of people I don't think that people that don't have that kind of a challenge would understand what it is to really have to handle that every single day along with anxiety and still just being a teenage boy trying to figure out the world. It's a lot on a person's plate. And so you know what I think people could learn from you? I think people could learn that if you just keep trying, be a good person, live with a big heart like you, be
Totally.
kind, you can have a pretty damn good life, right?
Like respect too.
Yeah. You've always been very respectful. You've always been very, very kind. And I think you have a lot to teach a lot of people. And like we all said, I think when any girl that gets to date you is going to be lucky because man, you're going to treat them so well. You're never going to be that guy who embarrasses them or gets too drunk at a party or calls them names or you know what I mean? Like I don't see you ever being anything but a proper gentleman because I think that's
Yeah.
important to you, right?
I also want more kids, especially in Gen Alpha, to have
Yeah,
the same level of work ethic like I do.
right. But don't scare them with the kids right away. You know what I mean? You got to ease into that, Finn. We got to be like, that's not maybe. Well, for some people, that might be a question on date one, but when you're first starting to get to know somebody, just find out their interests. And, you know, unless they're like, hey, do you want kids? Well, then tell the truth. Yeah, I
But
want kids.
like that, like have a kid. If you want to have kids the first day, that is definitely a question. If you are like in year 3 or year 5, that is definitely not a day one question.
For a grade 9.
No, I thought you were still talking about love on the spectrum.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, now if you love on the spectrum, well, yeah, now definitely, because I mean, you're going to be 19, but still, I think it's an important question to know whether someone wants to have a family or not, right?
Yeah,
Like if somebody doesn't want to
yeah,
have a family and you want to have a family, well, that's it. There is no relationship.
yeah. If they don't have family, no relationship.
Yeah, because that's not something you're willing to compromise on, right?
Yeah,
You
I
you
want
don't
some.
that's important to you.
Yeah, I'd like someone to start a family with.
So going back to my questions I wrote down, have you like you said wanting to be normal and all that, but there is no normal. And the older you get, you're going to realize that, Finn, that everybody's got something and everybody's got things that they struggle with. And, it might not be as evident as other people, but do you think that, in your experience, because you grew up with, you with autism and being anxious, that you're better at spotting people that like maybe are struggling, or can you see if somebody's a little different? Like, do you notice that before you notice other things?
Yeah, sorry.
Like, like,
Uh,
like when you like because you know what it is to feel different. Do you see other people and look at them and go, "Hey, that person's a little different too." Do you see that in other people?
yeah, definitely. I could tell if they have autism. I could tell if they have depression. I could tell if they have ADHD. I could tell if they have OCD. I could tell. Yeah,
And do you think because of your experience, you're able to approach those people a little differently or maybe with a little more sympathy?
yeah, yeah. Like just be like yourself if you're someone with special needs.
Right. Yeah, because I think that your heart has grown as much as your skills have grown, your social skills and everything else. I think you can appreciate when someone's having a hard time and be a little bit more patient with them than maybe other people that don't know what it is like to struggle, right? I think you've developed those skills quite nicely. But if you could change one thing right now about how some people treat each other, what would it be? Like, what do you see that you don't like how people treat, like, other
Like
people?
I like people being rude. Like if they're I like people like that causes a stressful or a like rude environment
Okay.
because like it could kind of make me feel weird for the rest of the day if I see that.
Yeah, eh? And what do you mean by feel weird? Like, it just makes you feel like
Like my anxiety's going off and my mood not normal.
okay, okay. Well, Finn, I wanna do some rapid fire questions, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I'll give you an example, okay? Well, this one's easy. Favorite food?
My favorite food, I have lots. I
Number
like
1.
poutine.
Well,
My
number
number
1.
one, my number one favorite food ever, that I like to eat is obviously I'm a huge poutine guy.
So, if you were gonna get thrown off a cliff and they said you have one last meal, it's poutine?
It'll be a nice poutine with like lots of meat on it.
Ooh, a meat lover's poutine. Uh,
Definitely like steak, bacon. Yeah, like for a good dinner. Yeah,
alright, next question, are you ready? What is the perfect temperature?
it's Celsius.
Whatever you want.
I like our thermostats at Fahrenheit. I think the best temperature in the house in the winter definitely like 72, in the summer 72. So 72 Fahrenheit.
72. Do you prefer loud or do you prefer quiet?
Mix of both
Somewhere in the
for di-
middle?
for different reasons.
Give me an example
If
of each.
I like quiet after a long day of school. I like loud if I feel like if I did like an accomplishment like after I got accepted to Algonquin.
That's right. Yeah, we were all pretty loud that day, eh?
Is no, we were like megaphone loud.
Yeah. Do you like routine or do you like spontaneity? Like just making it up as you go?
Routine.
I knew the answer to that one. Would you rather fix something or build something?
Varies.
Give me an example.
For example, if the unit is under warranty, fix it. If it's not, replace it.
Okay, good enough. Early morning or late night?
Early.
You really like early mornings?
Yeah, like I'll get used to it when I'm eventually working full time.
Yeah,
Because the thing is, I won't party. It like party like have alcohols, which obviously no alcohols.
yeah,
So early morning because I usually get up at 6:30, 6:40, 6:40 like right now.
okay.
Because like I used to doing that when I go to school, right? Before I leave, like 7:30, 7:40ish.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but and then eventually if I'm working full time, if I'm a journeyman, I'll probably get up like 5 in the morning
Oh,
or
yeah, for
something like
sure.
that. So
Yeah, yeah, buddy.
early morning.
Early morning. All right, good enough. Now, we're getting into the closing questions here, okay? What are you most proud of about yourself?
How far I came from when I was born on April 30th, 2007 at 3:33 p.m. How my HVAC, my Algonquin College, getting an AZ license, which is a truck license in Ontario when I'm 21.
Yeah.
I really do want to get that because I could drive any type of truck I want, especially I don't want to rent cranes. I'd rather drive it myself and do it myself.
But
I want to
right now, you're most proud of how far you've come, right?
how far I came for someone diagnosed with autism and anxiety saying, and this is quote from the person who diagnosed me when I was 2.5 in 2009, don't expect much from him. Turns out they were so damn wrong.
Phew.
This
Yeah.
guy went through some of the biggest challenges during my late childhood, my early childhood, even during teenagehood back in the pandemic years.
Did you ever see that person recently that said that?
It
Have
said
you
what?
seen them again
Uh,
that said that don't expect much from you?
No, I didn't even focus.
But if
But
you
that's
saw
what
them right now, if they walked into the room right now, what would you like to say to them?
you are completely wrong.
Beautiful.
You you are completely wrong. That's all I'm going to say.
That's all you have to say because that's the absolute truth, right?
Yeah,
They were wrong.
you're
I
so
would say
damn wrong.
something
Like,
different. I would say something very rude and not nice, but that's what makes you a
yeah,
better human
yeah,
being than me,
yeah,
Finn.
yeah. I would say like you're so damn wrong. Look at this guy now.
Yeah. Look at me now, baby.
Yeah.
No, I'd say the same thing, but probably with some swear words. Um, so for the people that are listening and watching, okay, what do you want them to remember about you?
Want them to remember that I'm more than autism and anxiety. I have potential in life to work on anxiety further, to manage my Achilles, various Achilles all over my life, like anxiety, whatever. And especially for the young viewers watching this, I'd like to, and also before that, I also like to maybe be like an advocate too, especially with people of autism, maybe
Yeah,
like
yeah,
because the 18 cutoff in certain stuff is unacceptable. It should be extended to like 21 or higher because especially for like people who are still high school, like I am, like for
yeah,
another year.
yeah.
But and also for the young viewers that are sorry for the young viewers right now, if you're watching this, I'd also probably want to teach them how to work like Finn. Get stuff done, play later.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you've always had a good work ethic, buddy. I'll tell you that. Are
Get
there
stuff done, play later.
is
That's
there
my motto.
is there any question that I did not ask that you wanted me to ask? Is there anything you that I did not ask you that you would like me to ask you?
Maybe about I've been kind of talking to Pete about I think the best first truck if I open my business.
About the best first truck? You want to tell us about the best first truck?
for especially for my business after I get my AZ license.
Yeah.
So I think for the 310T mechanics and diesel heads will like this. So it's going to be a step van. I think maybe 12 or 14 feet from the back of the cargo area is 12 or 14 feet long.
Yeah.
I think a good reasonable height's like 10 feet high or 9 or 10 feet high because I want to get under bridges and stuff.
Yeah.
And also have a width I think 90 inches is perfect because if I'm working in residential areas,
Yeah.
right, I want to have a big wide 102-inch truck that will take half the street. I want something that's 90 inches so it's easier to parallel
Yeah.
park and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
More
I think
smooth, more sleek.
and I also kind of thought about some specifics about the truck as well after some stuff came out. Like this is gonna be like 5-10 years time. I think 5 to 8 years time I'll probably want to start building this truck for real. Engine, a 340 horsepower, 1,000 pound-feet of torque Cummins B7.2. It's a 7.2 liter straight six diesel, turbocharged.
Right.
The transmit and I want to ask Cummins if they can make a larger flywheel to fit my favorite transmission, the Allison B500R6.
Okay.
It's a 6-speed transmission with the per ratios. I think it'll be this truck won't go very quick. It's not, don't expect like a race car, but it's much faster than your traditional FedEx truck or whatever.
Yeah.
And
And it's built for torque. It's built for strength, pulling.
yeah, like 340 horsepower is plenty fast.
Yeah.
Like that's like I also want to tow trailers behind it, bring stuff.
Yeah.
Like if I'm bring stuff to the scrapyard. The front axle be I think I'm looking at a ZF RL75 EC.
Yeah.
So it's like a little bit sharper steering. I want
Yeah.
a very sharp steering on this one. And the rear axle is going to be, I think, a 5:11 ratio ZF AV133
Okay.
with if they could do it, rear axle steering.
Well,
So I could crab walk or do sharp right turns or sharp U turns.
now you're getting like a monster truck. That's what they
It's
do.
not
They
it's
got
not
that.
monster. It's
No,
very
but
conventional.
I know.
Very
But you know what I
conventional,
mean
but
with the rear steering, they can do
it's
all
not.
kinds of crazy
I
stuff.
want it not noticeable. Like with the rear steering, it'll be noticeable if you're doing very sharp stuff. But if you're
Yeah.
doing like regular turns, it barely will notice.
Yeah.
Or like crab walk out of very tight areas. But
Yeah.
I think that's a perk. Oh yeah, and also of course you want good air suspension to air ride suspension.
Gotta have good stereo in there, Finn.
No stereo. There'll be a phone mount. There'll be a
No
good
stereo, no music.
I don't think I want a stereo. I want maybe a phone mount that will connect to like Bluetooth or whatever.
You're all
Right.
business, eh? You're all business.
Like not a stereo, just a phone mount for like Bluetooth. Is just connect the truck to Bluetooth or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Well, buddy, I have to say, I'm very proud of you. I'm very excited, very excited mostly I'm excited for school. I think that's going to be super fun to watch you go through that. I'm proud of how hard you work to get there. I'm proud of the man you are becoming. I'm very excited for obviously the Love on the Spectrum thing and for all the stories I'm going to hear about all the girls you meet. But I'm just very proud to be your uncle and to see the incredible young man that you're growing up to be. You've blown us all away, Finn. You blew
Yeah.
us all away, buddy. And the last request is I'm going to have to get you to shave that red beard because you're turning into a Sasquatch.
Oh no, that beard is staying. Sure, it'll be trimmed, but it'll be staying.
Let me ask you this. You meet a nice girl. You're on a date at Starbucks. She says, you know what, Finn? I think you're a great guy. You're funny, you're kind, you have a big heart. You paid for my Starbucks. I think you're handsome. But what do you think? Would you shave that beard if I asked you to? What do you say, Finn?
I can do it.
No problem. Just like that, you'd be like, I'll be right back.
I can do it. I can do it. I'll book a barber and have him shave it.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
buddy,
this especially this kept me warm when I was shoveling the driveway and stuff.
Yeah.
So
No, I was just kidding you, bud, because
this beer is useful for both looks and for function.
that's true. That's true. Well, Finn, I want to thank you for coming on to the podcast with me today. That was a lot of fun. We're going to do a follow up on this, okay? Maybe a couple of months into school, we'll do another podcast and we're going to see how that's going.
Yeah, definitely.
And
We'll definitely check back in about uh like maybe a few more things. Like for example, like during college, girlfriend update maybe,
girlfriend update,
uh
school update, love
career
on the
update.
spectrum update, all the updates.
Like if I get like a new vehicle or something, I
Yeah.
will definitely talk
Maybe,
about
hey,
that.
how about maybe like around Christmas time, we'll do it,
Yeah, I think Christmas or
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 January.
or maybe I think a good second episode would probably be sometime during the summer because also I didn't this summer I'll be working, so it's my first
Ooh.
ever job.
Yeah.
I never and the thing is I never even worked before, never got employed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe during the summer I think it's a good second one because I'll be working. It's my first ever work experience.
We'll tell you what, if you get excited and you got stuff that you want to talk about and you want to come on again, you let me know.
Yeah, there's gonna be lots more. There's gonna be lots of cool, exciting stuff in the coming years.
And what's the last thing you want to say to everybody watching?
So for you guys listening to this, I want you to have obviously enjoy the episode. Uh, and I also like to for people to learn about like autism is not a like a deaf rock or anything, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's a disability that's non-visible, but that and which I hope like people with autism get treated exactly the same like a neurotypical person would.
Well, that's a good message to have. That's a great message to have,
And to
Finn.
have obviously, like have just have fun in life. Like don't like just have fun in life. Just appreciate people with autism. Like
Yeah,
we're not different. We're not different. We're all human, but there's different types of human.
that's
Yeah.
correct. That's right. And I think you're a pretty friggin' good one, my friend. So I want to thank you, Finn. That was an awesome, awesome interview. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that speaking or listening to one of my favorite people in the world talk. Finn, thank you so much, buddy. I love you lots. We're all very proud of you. We're all very excited to see, where you're going with your life. It's very, very exciting. So thank you for taking the time. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the Celebration Machine. I hope you enjoyed it. Wherever you are, if you meet somebody with autism, treat them normal, like Finn says. They're just people, and maybe you can learn a little bit about them. So thank you for your
Yep.
time.
Absolutely.
We'll see you the next time. This has been the Celebration Machine. My guest was Finn Patrick Mackenzie Kitor. I'm Pete Hammond, your host. This has been the Celebration Machine. Thank you for your time. Bye for now.